Alright, guys. This is the mukbang of all mukbangs.
Yeah. Mukbang, 4 years in the making.
Today's the day.
I hope you like it.
Oh, fuck. Okay, let's dig in. Belle, you ready?
Okay.
Ready? Alright.
I'm ready. Homegirl king. I'm trying, okay? Trying to use chopsticks. No, I'm not. Homegirl king. I'm trying, okay? Trying to use chopsticks. Haven't used them in a while.
Yeah. It's alright.
Just this one time, baby.
Okay. I've tried it without the sriracha, but I just need spice in my life. I don't know how you feel about it, Tommy, but I don't care about adding it.
Hey, do it. Hey, you do you. I'm gonna. So you said this is the one with chicken in it, right?
Yes.
Right. I forget. And those are the cool ones too, because they're color chicken. So the timing on this meal depends on how many you're making, how much you're making for. So I said it was gonna be 30 minutes, but
Oh my god, it's so hot.
it wasn't really 30 minutes. It's gonna seem like 30 minutes, but it's not.
It's so hot.
What, the wonton thingy?
The dumpling.
Dumpling. Yo, this is like the coolest. What is it? It's a hot dumpling.
That was hot.
Honestly.
Oh, sorry, that's a BTS song. Just nice.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
There's flavor everywhere. Like, it's not just, oh, one bite here, one bite here. Like,
as soon as I put it in my mouth. I'm sorry. Okay, Michael Scott.
that's what she said.
Okay, well, let me just throw this out there. A couple of us caught the Rona. And, well, this was like a month ago. And let me just tell y'all, if you think that it's not serious, it is. Okay? Like, we had to isolate for like 3 weeks just to be on the safe side. So, guys, please. Like, I get it. Like, we're here sitting down eating. Just please be wise. Wear your mask.
If you feel sick, just don't even go around anyone. Which was the mistake that I made.
My hair, sorry.
But even at that, like, I work at a grocery store, so I could have gotten it from there or from, anywhere. Like, wash your hands, please. I mean, you should have been before, but I mean, hey, that's on you.
And also, just to let you know, just so everybody know that's watching, we've all taken the precautions to be here and do this together. So we made sure that all of us are fine, everybody is healthy, and everybody is good.
Symptom free, baby.
Yes, ma'am. So we all are taking proper protocol, and we all are taking the proper precautions in order to be careful and be safe and do this in a safe manner.
Yeah,
okay?
for sure.
So before anybody asks us, I'm just saying.
It ain't
Don't
happening
come
today.
for us.
Oh, I love it.
That was so aggressive. Hey, we gotta be aggressive.
I gotta get my point across.
She's an aggressive soul, and that's why I love her so much.
Okay. You know what I want to talk about?
Tell me.
I want to talk about when we first met each other. Okay? Because ever since I've seen Belle, I'm like, she's a fucking bitch. I know she's a bitch. Put it on this side. Because I can't fucking reach. Okay? Fuck, these are fresh, man. Okay, Andrea's coming out. My mouth's on fire right now.
There
so
she
she's
is.
coming out.
There she is.
And then, like, okay, we mentioned in our first video, Belle and I, we've known each other for, like, is the right word platonically? No.
Yeah, well, platonic means like y'all are friends. Like,
We've
platonic.
more kind of like just been acquaintances, I guess, because I met Andrea when I was in high school. So she was in middle school, actually, because there's a 4-year age difference. I used to go gigging with a mariachi that I was in. And so we went to this Mexican restaurant, and her parents were there, and she was there, so we were singing, and they forced her to like kind of like get up and sing. Well,
Every time.
And so that's when I first met her, and she was young, But it was kind of one of those things where just like, oh, like, you know, like she's good. Like, you know, I hope that, you know, she, you know, succeeds in life, you know, kind of one of those things. Like, and then turns out actually in high school, I knew her brother. And then one of her close cousins, I've actually been friends with for like 10 plus years now. So it's pretty crazy how like our paths crossed multiple times, but we just never really knew it.
Yeah.
And then Tomasa here, I met him in college, our first year of college.
Yeah, we started Del Mar together. We started college together because I am from a little town 20 minutes out of Corpus Christi called Robstown, Texas. And I started going to, I graduated from Robstown in 2010. And then I started at Del Mar, and that's where I met her. And that's where I met like the whole gang. That was like you and Michael and, excuse me, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, man.
Smoking ciggies outside. Being bad little kids.
Being little baddies.
I'm a pro.
We thought we were cool.
Oh man.
So yeah, that, you know, that's how they met. And then I met Tommy my first year of college, and well, I just thought he was the coolest person ever. Just like I thought Belle, they're still the coolest people ever.
I was
Like,
like, boy, you were wrong.
honestly, like, okay, when I met you, when I first heard you sing, I was like, I want to be friends with him. And so, like, eventually we became friends, and I told him, like, dude, I look up to you. Like, you know, I remember having, like, some meaningful conversations by that little table in front of Yvonne and Dr. Bridges.
Yeah, and we would hang out there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Why would I forget? That's so horrible. Dude, I remember that shit, dude.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
Liddy. No, Belle,
She
but
was already...
I
But
think I
we
was
went to
living in
Nats.
Houston.
yeah, we went to Nats,
I was living in Houston, yes.
and you came over to our room, yeah, and I was like, Belle's here.
Because you went to Nats.
I remember that. That's when we had it. We had Nats at a... What was it? Texas... It was a Texas community college. Like, their emblem was like a star.
Star College.
Star College or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Mm.
Oh my god. Glug glug.
Glug, glug.
Glug,
Oh, Nenzo,
glug,
don't
bitch.
fucking forget me, bitch. I didn't forget you.
Okay.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
But, so, that's kind of like where it kind of, you know, happened. And then, man, I just forgot what I was going to say about Belle. Oh, yeah, I had auditioned for Honors the very first time. And I had just finished, and I saw Belle and Nick smoking outside in the little, where all the greenery is
It's like
by
a-
the patio.
The atrium.
The atrium.
Atrium.
Yeah.
Atrium.
And they called me over, and they were just like, oh my god, blah, blah, blah. And I literally wanted to cry, because I was like, man, these are like the most amazing singers I've ever known in my life, or ever heard. And they're like complimenting me, and I was like, oh, I want to be friends with her so bad. I was young. But
Wow. We had some technical difficulties.
I do not know, but there's one thing that I want to know from both of you. Both of you. Tell me, what is your opinion on the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star scandal?
I lost my appetite.
Like, what's the deal? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, I mean, obviously, what's going on here?
Okay. First of all, don't at me. Second, I didn't have a clean black shirt, so I had this one, so I put it on. In all honesty, okay, when it first happened, at first I felt bad, you know, and I was like, fuck, like, I don't want, you know, that whole Shane is dead hashtag started happening, and I was like, what is going on? Like, dude, like, something's gonna happen, like, he's gonna do something, you know, and I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad it was just like because as a person, I still care about him. There's some, you know, there's some things that he did that I was like, this is not right, and he was old enough to know that it wasn't right. I just hope he gets the help that he needs, and I just hope, actually, I hope everybody gets the help that they need, and like, it was pretty sad how everything went down, and I just don't know if his comeback, if he even plans to make a comeback. Like, I don't know how it'll go down, like, if it'll even happen, or if he's just done, you know? So, I'm kind of rooting for him still, because a part of me is like, he was part of my childhood.
And you're talking about Shane, right?
Yes, always. Well, I mean, Jeffrey's Jeffrey. He don't give a fuck. Like, you know, he's like he put out his video. It was kind of cringy, but he just don't care.
Like his apology video, he put it up.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched that shit, dude. Hanging out. He's like, I just want to apologize and blah 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 blah. Sitting on his fucking Louis Vuitton couch in his amazing house.
Versace, bro.
He's just like this, and he's like,
dude, like,
real staged.
I know, but like, I mean,
It ain't facing him.
I don't know, like, he has a big brand. I mean, his image is always gonna be his image. He's always been one of those, like, in your face kind of people, and I think like a lot of people just love his products.
yeah.
And just like to buy his products, and he's.
I'm sorry I couldn't do it with the cerveza and the spikes, and I just can't do it.
Cerveza.
So I need my Coke Zero, not sponsored.
Oh, this is sweet.
Don't show rent.
Oh, I get it because I mean, I don't know. He just.
I don't know.
You go ahead.
I'm very wishy-washy about the whole situation, because I've seen a lot of, like, I guess the like drama channels, like, you know, reporting on what's going on, and I think like a lot of us depend on those channels to kind of get the inside scoop on everything that's going on with the people that we follow.
There's this one drama channel that I watch, and I love her videos. It's a girl. But over time, she became very biased, and I'm like, if you're a drama channel, you should keep your own. I mean, sometimes you can add your opinion, but it went from like defending these people to like bashing them towards the end, and I'm like, that's not right. You know, like you should let people decide that for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of refrained from watching her videos. I did watch the one that Belle you sent, the hour-long, I think it's something Wallace.
Yes. Oh my god. That one, because like I was not an avid Shane fan or anything. Like I didn't even know who this guy was. But I do love conspiracy theories. And so when Andrea and Ariana showed them to me, I was just like, oh, I love conspiracies. I love anything paranormal, just not around me. I was just like, oh my goodness. So I like watched all of those, and then but this was already like whenever he was transitioning into like the whole series thing, like with Jeffrey and like Jake Paul and all that stuff, and I just thought it was, you know, cool. I had never even heard about like I said, I'm not an avid fan, so I had never even heard about like him doing blackface, excuse me, or anything like that.
Either. I never heard about
I
it
never
either.
saw that.
I didn't
Yeah,
either.
so like for me, when all this stuff came out, I was just like, whoa. And then to find out that there had been like other apology videos of him doing this, like apologizing for doing blackface and this and that, and then oh my god, I cannot for the life of me remember this guy's name, who made like this hour-long video, and he just finds all this stuff about, you know, bestiality, being very pedophilic, like in towards, you know, obviously, and I would just like, my stomach turned. Like I was gonna, you know, kind of give him the benefit of the doubt and stuff, like Shane, and then all this stuff came about. Like you shouldn't joke about things like that. So that's whenever I was kind of just like, I'm done.
His name's D'Angelo Wallace.
D'Angelo Wallace. Go check out his channel.
He makes a lot of good points. I'll link it down in the description box below, but it's worth watching. It did change my mind a little bit. I still care for him, for Shane, but I don't condone any of the decisions he made when he was younger. And one point that D'Angelo makes in the video is that he still doesn't address like the whole underage talking to the girls the way he did, and you know, he even kissed one by request of this 12-year-old girl.
She was 12. Yeah.
And he was already 20 something. you know, you shouldn't be doing it.
This world's a crazy place. It's a very these subjects are very hard to talk about, especially in front of a camera and stuff.
Yeah. Every time you put yourself behind a camera, you have to think in a certain mindset and remain professional, like Tommy said, and I truly stand by that.
So, I kind of, can we jump out of the whole YouTube? controversy because I want to talk about paranormal activity.
Ooh.
So, who wants to start first with their most scariest paranormal experience, Belle?
Okay.
He said who and he's all Belle.
I like this one is like not like my all-time fave, like out of mine, like top 5. It's just like this happened to me, and it's always gonna stick with me for a long time. I'm pretty sure they know the story already. So, it was Halloween. We're having a Halloween party at my house for choir. We are about to leave. We kind of lied to my mother and said that we needed a chord for this popular game at the time called SingStar. It's like karaoke but with points and stuff like that. Excuse me. And so we were about to leave. We were actually going to get some herbs and spices from a friend's house. And so it was kind of across town. So as we're about to leave, I turned back, and from where I was standing, you could see my brother's room. So I turned back, and because my mom was saying something, I turned to look at her, and there is a figure sitting on my brother's bed. It had like no legs. It very like Ring-esque. Right? No, for real. Like,
She said figure.
He's a figure. He's a figure. It's figure.
Figure.
I was like, I'm gonna let it hear.
Figure.
Figure. What did I say? Figure.
He said
Figure.
figure. Like a fig? Like a fig tree?
Ah.
I was like,
This
what?
figure.
I was about Tommy, no.
Dang,
Tommy, don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey, bitch, correct me though. Don't let me correct it.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
This figure was on the bed, and it was very like Ring-esque. Like it had like no legs. It was gray. Its hair was like flowing in front of its face. And one of my friends, he actually saw the same like not a premonition. What is it called?
The same figures.
Yeah.
You saw the same thing.
Apparition.
Apparition.
We saw the same like apparition, and we just kind of looked at each other like, what? Like it was crazy. Literally, I've always been a smoker. Literally, I think I smoked like a pack of cigarettes, like going from point A to point B, and Corpus is not that big, so it was about like 10 minutes, like to go.
God damn.
Like from like I was just so like I couldn't wrap my head around what I had just seen, and I was just like shaking. So we go get the herbs and spices, and then we go to this park so that way my friend could do her thing in a quiet environment. And so like we were sitting outside on my friend's car, and he kept telling me like, oh, like you're looking for stuff, you know, and I was just like, no, I'm not. Like, why would I be looking for this in my house, you know, when I'm about to go have a real fun time? So I turn, and she is like, what did we say it was? Like a spider crawl or like an army crawl? It was kind of like an army crawl where like her hands like up to here were on the floor, and she was literally just like walking like on her like tippy toes, but not walking, but like crawling. And I see her doing that on the ground, and every time I say this part, like tears come to my eyes. And like I see her doing that on the ground, and I tell my friend like she's coming towards me, and he did not believe me. And I was just like, you know what, screw this. So I ran to where my friend was, and she was like asking me to tell her all these things about it. And I was telling her, yeah, like it looked like this, like that. And she was like, oh really? Like that thing follows me around all the time. And I was what you mean? And so apparently her cousin and her used to mess around with the Ouija board. Do not ever do that.
I just saw your little thing.
And I said,
Oh
sir,
my
I was like, I don't mess with anything that has Ouija board, anything that can some kind of way connect to the spiritual realm. I don't want it. So
We don't need a door open.
No,
I mean,
we don't.
it's cute, but I was like,
No.
not today.
So
Oh.
yeah, it's cute, but I'm just like,
But
It is cute.
It holds
put
my,
it away.
it holds my toothpicks.
Sir, I was just like, okay, so her and her cousin had the fight, and then her cousin put this thing to apparently follow her until she was forgiven or whatever. And I was just like, you brought that thing to my house. Like, I don't ever really want to be in your presence again. And to be honest, after that, I never saw her again.
Where is she now? Do you know?
I don't know. She graduated 2 years before I did. So she was already, like, supposed to, you know, she had already graduated by the time we had this party. Because she graduated my sophomore year, and it was my junior year.
Oh,
Brutal stuff. That is scary.
I wonder
Yeah.
if it still follows her.
I don't, shit. I couldn't care less. Like,
Let's not try to find out.
You gotta close that
stay
stuff,
over
man.
there.
Like I'm not very like knowledgeable within the whole Ouija board sense, but apparently when you go through it, you have to open a portal, and when you do what you gotta do, talk who you need to talk to, you close the portal. Because if you leave the portal open, then
Don't I know that? I've played with the Ouija board.
oh, ew.
Her and my other sister.
Story time.
Ew.
This is mine. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump.
No, do it.
Okay.
Do it. Share.
I was
another one.
I was in middle school, right? I was in 7th grade. My sister was in 6th grade, and that's my other sister, right? And this is Nana. She's my little sister. So Nana never really went. She never really went with us, right? Well, we ended up hanging out with this girl. I'm not gonna mention her name. But, yeah, we ended up going to this girl's to spend the night at this girl's house, and she was like, "Oh, I have the Ouija board," and I was like, "Oh." Okay. So we went outside to her backyard, and her mom was gonna go out. I didn't know she was high, but she ended up leaving high, and she forgot about it. Right? She came back like the next morning or next afternoon. She was like,
Damn, in the afternoon.
so it was like 5 of us, right? And we're outside, you know, freaking playing the Ouija board. Like, does he love me? Blah blah blah. Yes or no? I always got no.
Same.
But like then our friend, right, she was like, "Oh, my mom's coming." So like we're like, "Oh shit, hide the fucking Ouija board." And so that's what we did. We never closed it. So we're like, "Fuck it," like we're done with it, whatever. Then later, like we're just watching TV, and then I was like, "Oh, we should go town," because they said that there was always like something going on in their garage, like the little Chihuahua used to bark in the garage or whatever. And then one day, like, they found it dead in the garage. So then my sister and I were like, well, let's go fucking, you know, EVP session, okay? So, like, we went and we did that, and we're like, is anyone here? And when we went back to read it, to hear it, like, in, like, this,
I'm already gonna cry.
in, like, the like, most demonic voice ever, it was like, I was like, is anyone here? And it's like, I am the devil. Like, fucking, like, so, like, ooh. And, like, as we, like, read that...
I have tears. I'm literally tearing. I cannot.
As we heard that, we're like... So we just fucking, like... We ended up sitting in the living room just, like, looking around. And we stayed like that until, like, 8 in the morning until we knocked out. Because we just... That was, like, the scariest shit ever. And I'll never forget that. My sister still remembers that, too. And I don't know if... Because there's this clairvoyant that stayed at... Because I work at a hotel, right? And I met this clairvoyant there, and we became really good friends because she ended up moving here. So I became really good friends with her, and, like, you know, my nephew's party was gonna happen there at the hotel. And I was like, hey, like, they didn't know anyone, so I was like, why don't you bring your kids so they can play with my niece and nephew, you know, or whatever. And she was like, yeah. So she came, and, like, my mom got me this bracelet of, like, all the saints, or like all the angels. Or
Yeah, the wooden one that has the. Right?
Well, it's like a kind of looks like a James Avery.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty. I had that on, and she was just like, are you, like, religious? And I was just like, at this point I didn't know she was clairvoyant. And I was like, yeah, you know, like, I mean, like, I don't study, I don't practice, you know, but, like, I do go to church, like, the same, that's about it. But my mom tells me to wear this, so, like, protection and stuff. And she goes, oh, okay. She goes, there's something that's, like, latched to you that doesn't like that I'm talking to you, and it doesn't like that I'm letting you know. And she got all, like, this goosebumps.
I'm disgusted because 1, you have not told me this, and 2, bitch,
I don't mention it, you know, because it's like, well, let me just keep going.
The power of Christ compels you.
She told me she couldn't look behind me. She's like, there's something behind you. And she couldn't look at her. She just kept staring at me. She's like, it doesn't like that I'm talking to you. And I was just like, okay. So I don't know if that is what... I don't know if that latched onto me that night because we never closed the Ouija board.
And it's been years.
It's been years.
So, and you're saying that this house is haunted?
But before, okay, this is my grandparents' house, and this place is insanely haunted. I don't ever hear any. I mean, I do hear stuff, but I don't see anything. The only time I did see something is when I was crying in Ariana's room one time, because I got in trouble. And in the room that's mine, there was a TV, right? And it was on, but it was like mute because the baby was under. They just left it on for light, because my Mexican families are like, don't leave babies in dark rooms, you know?
Okay.
So I was like crying, right? And the only person in the room was the baby, you know? And I heard someone crying in the room, and it was a grown woman, like a woman's cry. And I was just like, I stopped crying, and I was like, what the fuck is that? So I like slowly went into the room, because I was like, oh fuck, the baby's in there. But there was nothing in there.
Ooh.
So this house is very haunted. We believe that the past owner that died, he's here because this one time my tia Sandra, or my tia, I don't want to say her name, she was pulling up one time, and she was walking up, like all this wasn't here, it was just bare, you know, and it just had like the little sidewalk to come up the stairs, and she was passing by, and she said that this man like passed right in front, like right next to her, like he was coming out of the house, and that he like tipped his like head to her, and she was like, hola, whatever. And then she walked into the house, and she goes, oh tia, I didn't know you had like visitors or guests. She goes, what are you talking about? There was no one here. And she's just like, there was a man that just walked out. And she was like, no, I've been here by myself. And like she was just freaked out over it. But there's a lot of things. My uncle passed away in that room, in the same area where Ariana sleeps.
Oh.
So recently she's felt someone brush her hair, and she saw something white behind her after she got out of the shower in the mirror. So I could keep going.
Here? Why are we here?
I don't know, I'm here almost every night.
You asked for one story, and I told you.
What?
I'm here almost every night.
Bro,
then.
There's more.
We
but
need to do some
Dude,
like
no.
paranormal stuff
I'm
here.
literally
I'm down.
to.
Literally last week, okay, Andrea and I were doing some recording with our friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting frustrated because my voice wasn't cooperating, and so I go outside to smoke a cigarette, and I sit in the car because I'm a lazy bitch. So I go inside the car, and I thought that her sister Ariana had followed me, because usually she's kind of the one who like, hey, you know, chill out. And so I sat in the car, and all I could, like, it was like the car kind of moved, like if somebody just like put, you know, just
But like sat on the back.
yeah,
of it or
like
something?
sat on like on the
Like
trunk or
leaned on
something.
the-
And I thought it was Ariana, because usually we kind of just sit out there, or like we'll lean on the car and we'll just talk like that. And I look, and that's because I saw like if somebody had passed by the light, yeah. And I look, and there's nobody there, and I was
But remember that one time
Fuck.
when you parked, you pulled up, and I had just gotten home, but you thought I was in my truck still?
yes. And you know what? Yesterday, whenever we came to come pick you up, it fucking scared me, because I asked Nan, I said, is she in the truck? And she was yeah, because it literally looked like that same night. Like, I was pulling up to their house. This was, what, like maybe about a year ago already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a year ago. And I thought that she was sitting in the truck, because it literally looked like she was sitting there on her phone. But I can't remember what happened after that. Oh, but you were inside.
I was inside, yeah, and like you said that it looked like the light was flashing, like
Yeah, like
light.
you know, the blue light on the phone was on her face. And then last night, whenever I came to come pick her up, she was actually in the car. But it took me back to that, because it was like the same fucking image. Oh my god.
Why am I here? Why am I here with y'all? Are we doing a review now?
we'll get to the wine.
Yeah.
So
We'll get to the wine, but I want Tommy to get to
My
tell us his
Oh
story.
yes, to his story while
So-
he's undoing his line.
So check it out, everybody. I'm about to talk to y'all about the story that I experienced. That was paranormal. I don't know if it was paranormal. It was weird. I was very young. This probably happened maybe not even 10 years ago. It was more than 10 years ago. Maybe 13, 14 years ago. And it was back when I lived at my parents' house, and I was still in high school. And I was practicing on my drum set, and I was sitting at my drum set and in my garage here. You can take that. I was playing drums, and I was practicing this song. I don't remember, but I played a lot of like Lamb of God. I played Slipknot. I was very big on the Jägermeister's CD that was a collaboration with all these crazy bands that they were playing. I was playing drums, and as soon as I finished the song, I remember slamming my not like slamming it, but putting my drumsticks on my snare drum and just like taking a breath. And my garage door was open, and my garage door, from where my garage door is, it overlooks a canal, and the canal leads to the canal leads to a water plant that filters out the water that goes through Robstown, right? And the other side leads to this place called Levante Park, which is a park that we get our water from. And I put my drumsticks down and I look up, and there's something that runs through. There's something that runs through and it stops, and then it turns its head and it looks at me, and I remember just looking at yellow eyes. There was yellow eyes looking at me, and this thing looked like a goat standing on its hind legs, because I remember its legs being curved the way you know goats are, if you know, and it had horns, and I remember the horns curled up, and it turns and it looks at me, and I remember just being frozen in fear. And as soon as we were done making this weird eye contact, it literally just turns its head and it runs straight forward. It runs forward and runs so fast, and I just jumped out of my drum set. I was so scared. My heart was beating out of my chest, and I closed the garage door and I ran straight inside, and I tried to forget it because it felt weird. It felt ugly. I didn't know what was going on, you know. I remember, and as well, I woke up that next morning and I went to go and see the place where it ran, and I saw hoof marks in the grass to where it ran. That was, dude, that was the
It was the devil. We all know it's the devil.
It was something that I will never forget, because the reason why I feel that it was so real is because I remember that feeling. I remember that feeling of being so scared, like, you know, when you go down in a roller coaster and you feel your heart jump out of your chest. I felt that night. I felt it, you know.
Wait, so this was at night?
This was at night.
Like what time?
Maybe like around 9:45, 10 o'clock.
So he was out early that night.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. Like, that was something I will never forget, and it's been engraved in my mind ever since. Like, I've always tried to think that it was a dream, but it's something that no, it wasn't. It was something real, like real. It was wild.
I'll be freaking scared.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool though.
But there's like just things that you can't forget. Like, they're so specific, and they're so like, because you don't see that every day. You know, you don't want to see that every day. Fuck no.
Nah.
Oh, there's people that crave to look for stuff like that. Though.
I know, it's like, why invite it in? Like, you cause so much, because it's all energy, right? I'm, like, yes, okay, I was brought up Catholic, but I totally believe in, like, other religions, higher power, agnostic, whatever you want to call it. So, like, for me, everything is energy. So it's like, why do you want negative energy around constantly? Like, for people just to go looking for stuff. Like, I do enjoy watching it. It's entertainment. But personally, myself, I'm not going to go. Because you go looking for something, and yes, something's going to happen to you. Something can literally just attach itself to you just from you walking down the street. So it's just like, I'd rather not.
That's true. That is definitely true.
We have some wine to taste.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Yes.
Let's taste this.
Let's review this.
Everyone,
Excited,
Post Malone's Mason
Post Malone's Wine Rosé.
product of.
in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you can taste it. You guys are good.
Oh,
But it's good.
I can do that. I can do that. It's dry, but I can do it.
It's not red winey.
There's a
And
little
it's
sweet
sweet
to
bitter.
it.
It
It's good.
has an aftertaste.
I definitely have that association with, like, when it's dry, it's gonna be bitter as hell.
Oh, you just tossed that bag.
He said, which
For
number time?
posting. That's what he said. For posting.
For circles, okay.
You guys did it too.
She fucks with posting.
I mean, he cool. That's good, man. I only finished it because I have this. So, I mean,
Ooh, it's hitting.
You rather drink that Alka-Seltzer tasting shit than this.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not a
cannot.
wine dude. I'm not a wine dude.
I like
So
anything
this
that's cheap at the club.
Hey man.
$1.50 Jim Beam,
yes.
baby. Oh, we have
Uh-uh.
drinks, dude.
You
We
only
sure do. I got some soju.
I can't do
too.
hard
you need
liquor.
this truly to get unruly. You feel me? I drink seltzer water because I realized beer was getting me fat because I drink a lot of IPAs.
No shade.
I
No,
feel
she's
attacked.
No, but the thing is, you drink Michelob Ultra. I drink like IPAs, double IPAs. I drink heavy
I don't
beers.
like
Like
that
dark,
stuff.
but
Yes, he
lager,
loves that
whatever.
stuff.
Once these hard seltzer waters came out, like it was an awesome change because number one, I love LaCroix. I love seltzer water, and
Yeah.
for it to be hard.
All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Tommy, thank you so much.
Yes.
Of
Thank you
course,
so much.
that was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun, and like honestly, the wait was so worth it. Yeah, like everything was perfect. It was great. It was
Thank
great.
you.
loved
I
it.
appreciate it.
Couldn't
It's,
stop eating.
like I really wish I had seconds because that was good to me too, and I was very surprised because I've never made a portion for more than one person. So
It was a lot, but it fed almost everyone because poor Dan didn't get any.
I'm
But
so sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine though.
we have the recipe, so we're good.
Yeah, for real. And again, not only that, I can just make it for you again.
That's
Another
true.
mukbang, baby, but we don't have to do the.
Oh, and this time chicken.
I'm
I
here.
want to try
Hey.
it with some chicken.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Girl, like thank you, and guys, don't worry, Tommy's gonna be showing up in a lot more videos. He's just a great person. I love him.
I love you too, and I love you. I appreciate y'all for having me. And if y'all want to try to follow me, I actually have my own music page on Facebook. You can go and follow me at TomCat. And if you have any other questions, you can ask these two ladies. I'm pretty sure that they're going to have my description for my page down below.
Everything, baby.
I am going to be having my first single come out on October 10th. My first single. It is called Cause and Effect. Be on the lookout for it. It's gonna be. It's a really good song that I wrote for myself, and it's very personal for me. So I hope you like it. And next year, maybe even December. I don't know. I still haven't set a date, but I have a 5-song EP coming out as well. So.
Also fire.
iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Bandcamp. I'm gonna try to have it on all platforms, so please just stay tuned for me, TomCat.
All right, guys, that is the end. Belle, did you want to say anything?
Just thank you for watching this video and listening to us and our craziness. And I hope you, like I said earlier, continue to grow with us and help us help you.
Yeah, because it's crazy out there,
And all you need is somebody to talk to and someone to relate to. You feel me?
or someone to make you laugh.
Oh, I like that too. So please go ahead and hit that like, punch that hoe, bow, bow, punch that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll be here for more content for you.
We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.